First, you kind of open it up. I don't want to just go in for the hard ask. Do you want to give me $10,000? Do you want to sleep with me? That's too abrasive. It's too direct. You have to scaffold, build up towards it. And I'm going to just tell you what my business coach has told me. Usually you can do it in 3 steps. I was talking to Ben Burns about this. He's a good friend of mine now. The question that people seem to ask, and he says it's the wrong question, is how do I find better clients? He says the better question is how do better clients find you? And I'm going to get into a little bit of one of my strategies on how I use that experience and translate it into social media as an inbound marketing tool. So what's the most effective way to generate leads? Here's the first thing I would like for you guys to think about in terms of lead generation. If you're waiting for a client to refer you, it's a passive way to generate leads because you have no control over it. Now, there are a couple things that you can do to encourage your existing clients to refer you. And I'm going to just tell you what my business coach has told me. So the best time to do this, I think, is before the job is over, because we all lead busy lives, right? We want to go deal with the kids or drop somebody off or pick something up, or we got another emergency to deal with. So when you're out of sight, you're out of mind. And you guys need to remember this, because are you sitting here thinking about your client's life right now? You're probably not. So if we say then the reverse is true, they're not sitting around thinking, how can I benefit Sean? What kind of work can I give Sean? Who do I know would benefit by working with Sean? And believe it or not, some people are very competitive and somewhat insecure about referring Sean because they want to keep him in their back pocket. So they won't refer him to anybody. So here's how my business coach told me to do this. First, you kind of open it up, and this is going to be a reoccurring theme, because I don't want to just go in for the hard ask, ASK, right? Because it's very uncomfortable. If you met somebody on the street and said, do you want to give me $10,000? Do you want to sleep with me? That's too abrasive. It's too direct. You have to scaffold, build up towards it. So you have to establish need, desire, then you can do the ask. Usually you can do it in 3 steps. Right, so what I would consider doing is something like this. I hope you've enjoyed the work that we've done and feel like it's high quality work, assuming they say yes. Say like, I'm expanding my product design practice. I've added recently another designer. I would love to do work with you or anybody that you know that need my services. Is there somebody you know that I could reach out to? And that's how you would ask. You just establish that I have a need. I'm expanding my practice. There's room for us to grow. I like working with you. And generally speaking, people travel in similar groups, right? So if your client is a successful entrepreneur, chances are they know a lot of other successful entrepreneurs. Successful people don't go and hang out in the high school. They hang out and do business with other entrepreneurs. In fact, they actually set up social clubs just to do that. So you can ask for the work. That at least puts that idea in their brain right then and there. Like, yeah, you know what? Bobby, Mary, and Jimmy, you got to call them. I'll set up an email. You want to follow it up. And notice the way it's phrased is like, is there somebody that you know that I can reach out to? Because you don't want to just say, well, would you mind recommending me to some of your friends? They get in their car, they think about you, they have dinner, and you're out. But that's as far as I know how to generate leads based on word of mouth.
You want to equip yourself with the right community, training, and resources to take your business to the next level? I want to personally invite you to check out the Future Pro Group and our membership, specifically created for experienced business owners ready to scale.
Do you guys like networking? Does that term appeal to you? It seems kind of like contrived, right? Like we're going to throw a bunch of people in a room and ask them to somehow magically do business together. What happens is what you want to do is find a connector. If you're going to go to a networking function like that, find a connector. Somebody's going to say, Bob, you need to meet Jung. He makes amazing extreme sports identity packaging branding. You guys will hit it off. They're like a matchmaker. They know a little bit about a need and a service, and they're able to put you together. Without that, I don't know how to do this. Here's how I look at networking. It feels like I have a hidden agenda. So when I meet and bump into Amy, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I need to ask for work. I wonder if they have work. And I make a website and I got to sell a website. So what kind of real interaction am I going to have with Amy? Well, I'm going to share with you how I do it and how it works for me. I just want to have a genuine, real conversation with Amy and ask her about her challenges at work and life. And while I'm talking to her, I'm sitting there thinking, is there anything in there I can do to help? Do I know somebody that can help Amy? A couple of years ago, I hurt my lower back. So I have a great chiropractor and acupuncturist. So if somebody hurt their back, I don't profit from that, but I'm going to connect them. And so I'm building a real relationship, and that's really important. Now, luckily for us, just because of my particular skill set, there's very few people I meet that I actually can't honestly say I can help them in some way or refer somebody, right? So If we look at businesses, and I generally hang out with people who are in business or have businesses, they need probably a better looking logo or identity system. Very few people think their identity system is amazing. They always feel like it should be better. And that's what makes them successful entrepreneurs. They always want to do better. So I design identity systems so I can help them with that. I'm an okay writer, and I can help them craft messaging. So when I look at their website, I can say, like, I don't understand your website at all. What is it that you do? What value do you provide? And who are you talking to? And lastly, we know how to build websites. We also know how to make videos. And almost everybody in the modern 21st century needs a website and a video and an identity to go with it. So chances are I'm going to meet somebody that can help. Does that sound kind of reasonable? So what I'm doing is I'm just engaging the conversation. I'm trying to find out if there's anything I can help them with. So the second question I'm asking in my mind right now I've established need. So wherever I go, I generally feel like there's a need. However, now I'm trying to figure out, can they afford me? And do I like them? Do I want to work with them? If I don't like them, I don't want to work with them, I'm not going to ask them for the sale. Now, there are events that you can go to where they're looking at actively buying services. Certain trade shows when you're the vendor, right? Like say if you're at a gift show and you make a widget or you sell patterns or something like that, that's a great place to do business. They're in the buying state of mind. Otherwise, it's kind of hard. You know, you guys know that term, let's keep it in the family. Like, let's give the business to somebody that has blood relations with us. Let's hire somebody within our family. Well, the next best step over is the idea of reciprocity. Dr. Cialdini, the principles of influence, one of the principles, I think there's 7 principles, is reciprocity. And our society is built on the idea of reciprocity. You guys know what I mean? Reciprocity, to reciprocate. I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back. It's how our society moves forward. So when you do something for somebody, they want to even the score. They don't want to walk around feeling like they're freeloaders. There's a very small percentage of our population that is perfectly okay with freeloading. The rest of them are not. And in his book, he writes about this and how Hare Krishnas sustain themselves. Okay? So the experiment goes something like this. They would offer you a book, free book, blessings, whatever. And then later on they said, do you have a donation? You got a book that you don't want, are not going to read, but you feel so compelled to give them money. Okay, so here's the problem. The books cost money and they're heavy. So the Hare Krishnas decided, we don't want to do books anymore. So now they give you a flower. So you see them on the promenade, when they're singing, they're handing you a flower. Now you have a flower that you still don't want. And it's just as effective. You will give them money again. So what he did was he followed them around and he saw that, took the flower and threw it in the trash. Hare Krishna would come in, pick it out of the trash, give it to the next person. That's how it goes. Reciprocity. So when you genuinely help somebody, they feel indebted to you and they're more likely to help you. So when they're thinking, let's keep it in the family, no family members, let me help Jung out. It's worked for me. Because my financial advisor, over years, I paid him lots of money to handle our finances. So now when I talk to him about the business that we do, he refers me to his clients. It's like we're just evening it out. You've given me money, I'll give you money back. You give me money, it just keeps going on like that. The rich get richer and unfortunately the poor get poorer. That's how that works.